The line of sight is 500 meters and the angle of elevation is 28 degrees from the ground to a plane. So we have this picture here. Our distance, our line of sight distance is 500 meters. The angle of elevation is this angle here, and that's going to be 28 degrees. And so what we're looking for is the height, this height here. So we're looking at the opposite side of 28 degrees and the hypotenuse of 500. So opposite hypotenuse is so sine. So we're going to say that sine of 28 degrees is equal to the height, which we'll call h, over 500 meters. And if I can get the ratio for the sine ratio, I can work out this problem for height. So typing this into my calculator, I've got an angle. I need to find the ratio. So the ratio is 0.4694. So I'm going to keep that at 0.469. And that's implied that it's compared to 1. So the opposite to hypotenuse ratio is 0.469 to 1. The height, should be, make sure that's clear that this is talking about height and not hypotenuse. Height to the hypotenuse of 500 meters is going to give us that. So when I solve for the height, so I get 500 meters times 0.469 equals the height. Calculating the height, okay, I'm going to times that by 500, and I get 234.74. Okay, so that's going to be 234.74 meters. Okay, so at 28 degrees, this height is 234.74 meters. Here we have another problem where we have a ramp. The angle given is 9 degrees, and we're looking at this height here of 0.8 meters. Okay, so we need to figure out the length of this line here, or the hypotenuse, and we're given the width of that piece of plywood that makes up the width of the plywood that makes up the plywood. Okay, so this length here in blue, and so we just need to find out that diagonal length, which is our hypotenuse. Okay, so I'm going to call that, I'll call that x, and we have this side here that is the opposite side, opposite hypotenuse. So we're dealing with sine again. So I'm going to write this out. Sine of the angle 9 degrees, that ratio is going to be the same as opposite to hypotenuse. Okay, so once I find that, I need my calculator. I have angle, I need ratio, so I need to go to my calculator. So sine of 9 degrees is 0.1564, so I'm going to round that to 0.156. 0.156 to 1 is equal to 0.8 to x. Solving this proportion, I'm going to get 8 is equal to 0.8 divided by 0.156. So typing that into my calculator, 0.8 divided by 0.156 is going to give me 5.11 meters. Okay, so this works out to be 5.11 meters. So that's the length of that diagonal line. Okay, so once I found the length of that diagonal line, the rest is fairly straightforward. I want to find the area. So I want to find the area of that plywood. I'm going to do length times width. So length is going to be 2 meters. So area equals length times width. So the area length is 2 meters times the width of 5.11 meters. And when I multiply that out, I'm going to get 10.22. I kept my decimal, so I ended up with 10.227. So I'm just going to round that to 10.23 meters squared. Now, if you had 22, because of that, if you rounded and kept the rounded number, you're going to get 10.22. But I kept all the decimals and I ended up with that value. Okay, so there's the area of that plywood. So that represents the area of the plywood that we're looking for.